We have a really exciting episode today. We're going to be counting down the top 10 best and most cringy Bravo moments of 2022 that were captured both on and off the air.
Number 10, the return to Bluestone Manor. This was super exciting to get to do in season 2 of Ultimate Girls Trip. This is a very famous house. These are a lot of very famous ex-housewives. But I think the one moment that really stood out in our minds was Phaedra mistaking Dorinda for being somebody that would be old enough to be Brandy's mother.
Yeah, that was such a good scene.
That was so good. And just like her little, for real? Oh, okay. Like response when Brandy's like, no, she's only 5 years older than me. Oh my God, that was the best moment. I loved it so much. And really brought some levity in amongst all of the fights that those ladies were having.
To number 9, which is Ramona's social media fail. I had actually forgotten about this one. This is when she went on Instagram to share that she had an exotic and glamorous wedding invitation that she had received from Teresa. And then in showing said invitation on Instagram, she accidentally leaked the date and location to all of her followers. She quickly deleted it like 30 minutes later, but it was too late. It also had a website and password for the wedding that had all of the all the details, like everyone who was invited. It had all the information.
Yeah.
So that was a big faux pas.
That was a big fail. And Bravo soups were very fast to hop on that list and see who had and had not made the cut. One very special thing that 2022 brought us was the end of having to see Michael Darby on our TV screens.
Slow clap.
Yeah,
slow clap.
A round of applause for Ashley Darby for finally pulling the plug, leaving Michael Darby behind. We love that for us. We love that for her. I just think that we're wishing her the best of luck with these future divorce proceedings, because I'm sure it's not going to be easy. But hey, we love to see it.
we do love to see it. Michael has been really sketchy, to put it nicely.
Yeah, definitely sketchy, weird, inappropriate, just so many things.
So moving on, we have number 7 is Kathy absolutely slaying at the Beverly Hills reunion. Yeah. So this is probably the only good thing that came out of Beverly Hills this season.
Definitely the only good thing that came out of the reunion this year, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, the reunion was that's it. No one was held accountable at the reunion. There was just a lot of setup for literally no payoff until Kathy came in those last 15 minutes. And she just voiced what the audience was saying. She broke the fourth wall. She brought up contracts. She brought up everything. And as a viewer, it was so satisfying. So I have a few highlights to break down just because this was such an iconic moment. So we have the infamous, "You're the biggest bully in Hollywood and everyone knows it." Yeah, she said you ran LVP off the show. She said, what you did to my sister. She said that her contract was gonna be coming up and she needed a storyline. It was just amazing because you never actually see or hear someone in the show go that deep. And actually
6 is Jen's guilty plea. As many of us know, on July 11th, Jen Shah pleaded guilty after so many months of just, proclaiming her innocence, going off constantly about how this was done to her. There were some weird conspiracy theories that Mary Cosby had done this, or Meredith had caused this, or something weird was happening. But no, she has in fact pled guilty to charges for conspiracy to commit wire fraud and conspiracy to commit money laundering. I think this was a huge win for the Bravo watchers. I think this was a huge win for the victims of these crimes, because these are not victimless crimes. These are very serious charges, and what she's done is very serious. I know that she wasn't the only one, but it's just, after reading, or I guess listening to the Bravo Dockets podcast and reading a lot of the victim statements, finding out about the fact that people have lost entire life savings, the elderly were being preyed upon, people who can no longer be in the workforce, people who may not have ever been in the workforce because of their disabilities, people have become homeless because of these crimes. And so Yeah, that was one of the best moments in 2022. Super light and happy, right?
so light. At number 5, we have Sheena and Brock's kind of shameless wedding promotion.
Hey, I would do it too if I could.
Honestly, I would do the same.
Yeah.
So they got married in Cancun. I believe it was in August. And during that week, you may have noticed that Brock was posting a ton of Instagram stories that were clearly like the ads and promos that were needed to have the wedding sponsored. All of the pictures that came out of that event were like tagged a bunch of times. It was like very promotional. To be honest, I feel like this is mainly coming up on our cringe list because it's Brock and he's just like a walking red flag.
Oh yeah, he really is though. I'm so nervous.
What's a number 4?
What is number 4? One thing that we really didn't need in 2022 was Paige's attitude at the Summer House reunion. And I say that as a Paige fan, but yeah, it was a bit unfortunate. The attitude really made no sense. We didn't have any kind of background on the drama that was allegedly maybe happening from Winter House. We didn't see a reason for it from Summer House, so like we just didn't really get why that was happening. And you know, it was weird, and it was a waste of a spot next to Andy, which I think is what is like most upsetting about it as well.
The coveted spot next to Andy, and she wouldn't even turn her neck to look at Lindsay.
Oh my god, it was so annoying. And like, I don't know. So I don't know if you watched or listened to the Giggly Squad podcast at all. But like one of my favorite things about the Giggly Squad podcast is like how much Paige like talks about like popping off and like if she, you know, like if it was her or whatever. She talks a pretty big game, right? And like
I've listened a couple times.
Yeah, okay. So you probably know then. And so like I really wish that she brought that energy into the reunion. I think that would have been so fun. Like I would have loved to see if you're mad at Lindsay, be mad at Lindsay. Like go off a little bit. That's fun. We like that. I don't know. It was a wasted opportunity in my opinion.
And then, you know, number 3 is keeping it pretty close in the family. And that is the Pillows and Beer Boys acting terribly. And there's so many occasions that we couldn't even say just one.
Name just one.
Yeah.
You can never.
So that, of course, is, you know, starting with Austin on Summer House, where he essentially just came in super hot and sloppy. Sounds really awkward. And he like pinned 2 girls against each other. Yeah. But then Craig, not to be overlooked, it was like, hold my beer, Austin. And he also came in super hot on Summer House. All these things are trying to blend together and have the same like acronyms. So he came into Summer House and like yelled at all the girls with when the whole Kristen rumor came up from Lindsay. He blowed up repeatedly at Naomi. One of the scenes that stuck out is when they were at dinner and he's like to Naomi, like, how many years have you been in the service industry? Naomi like simply just tried to say like, you should be nice to waiters.
Yeah, you should listen to them when they're talking to you, you know. So
which apparently really set him off. So rude. How dare she?
No, but it was the way that he said it too. He was like, how many years did you serve? Which is like, when I first heard, I was like, you mean like in the military? Like, what are you talking about? So this was definitely the not great year for Miss Bethany Frankel. I think
hate to see it.
I know. We were big fans. You know, I think that this was just unfortunately not her year. Her kind of interactions with social media, the cease and desist on TikTok, the weird hatred towards Meghan Markle. She went on multiple rants about that. And unfortunately also just with like kind of the way that she's re-entered the Bravo world has not been well received by fans or Andy actually honestly. So I think
Andy's pissed.
Andy's not happy. Jeff Lewis is not happy. Luann is not happy. A lot of people not so happy about this Rewives podcast that she's launched here.
So number 1, we have it under most cringe, but it's just Erica.
just Erica.
Just her general presence on Beverly Hills this season. In the past few seasons, to be honest. On a lighter note, her singing at Diana's Christmas party to what's his name, Asher.
Yeah,
well, he was singing.
Well, Asher was singing.
Asher was singing, and then she just started like belching out her own.
Hit the high note.
And everyone was just like, "Oh my god, please stop,
kill me." It was so bad.
But on a more serious note, like just like her whole presence on the show just feels so frustrating and like kind of unethical.
Yeah.
And like I feel like the whole point of these reality shows, especially Bravo, like is that you're getting a peek into someone's life. That's at least what it was at the beginning, right? And I feel like at best Erica showed that she's pretty much lied the entire time she's been on the show, because everything that she was built on, that she's like so independent and she knows all of her and Tom's finances, you know, and she's, I don't know, they're in such a good relationship, has now changed to he's so mean to me and I don't know how to cash a check at the bank and I don't know anything about anything.
Yeah.
Please help me. Like, you know what? I feel like I don't want to, it's not on our list, but I don't want to end on such a low note.
Yeah.
So I feel like we should just rapid fire some fun moments that happened this year.
I love that.
I don't know how this didn't make our list, but Kyle and Amanda was such those were some top moments to see Kyle and Amanda's relationship going so well this year. I don't think they got into their wedding. Oh my gosh, how did I not have that?
That was a good one.
Yeah.
One thing that I definitely see as like a highlight of like a fun moment from Beverly Hills was Garcelle finally getting her Birkin. Oh, very proud for Garcelle. That was a nice moment, a good thing to be able to do for yourself. Even earlier in the season when she's like showing off like her beach house or whatever, and like it's just, you know, I think that for so often in these shows, like these women like take so much for granted. Not all of them, but like a portion of them. And so like for like Garcelle to be kind of like in a situation where she's like finally like financially independent and is able to you know, provide like not only a house for her sons, but like a second house and like have like a place where they can go away. Like I thought that was so beautiful and sweet and like nice.
I think another really nice moment was actually the first the first episode and the first scene of Potomac this year, where it was all of the OGs out for a little picnic. It was so nice to see them all together. Things kind of like spiraled from there, but that was really
nice. Sorry, this is another Beverly Hills one, but Kathy asking Rob and Crystal like, do you guys have any like, you know, like little munchies, like little snacks, little cracker, you know, something? And then like there's the two of them, they're like, oh yeah, of course, and like running around. That's true. I thought that was so cute. That
was a good one.
That was a good one. Other good moments.
I liked watching Lindsay and Carl like kind of like budding romance happen on Summer House.
Yeah. One of my favorite moments, and you're gonna laugh because I've told you this so many times, but is Austin and Catherine going to get their nails done in Southern Charm. I love it. It's enjoyable. It's just fun. It's just so good. True. That was so awesome. I loved that.
That's true.
Yeah.
That also reminds me of Austin and I mean it's a sad moment, but when like Austin's talking about his sister.
Yeah.
I think with
on the reunion?
On the reunion, it was really nice. Everyone was there for him. But then also just with his family. Honestly, all of Austin's scenes with his family are super sweet.
Yeah,
his family seems so nice. And then the scenes with Austin and what's her name?
His sister?
No, Shep's ex-girlfriend.
Oh, Taylor.
Taylor. Those ones are really sweet. Like the sweet Austin moments are really nice. The Whitney and Naomi moments are kind of really funny.
Those were fun. Those were enjoyable. Don't know how believable we thought that was, but enjoyable. Yeah. Man. It's been a good year. 2022 has been a pretty good year. It's been good to us.
Probably got some good
things. Giving us some stuff.
Exactly. I feel like the things that we remember are like a little bit more of the heavier things just because they take up so much space.
Yeah, they definitely do.
But I'm glad that we took time to remember some of the other things.
Yeah, take some time to reflect back. I think that's important to do.
For sure.